Hey guys, calling back with another video this week. And this week's record is George Jones' The Race Is On, a country western album. Classic country right here, y'all. Now, this was released as a single in 1964, The Race Is On. The album was released in 1965. This came out on number 3 on the country charts, I believe. Or number 1. I should check that again. Number 3 on the country charts. Now, there was another guy on the easy listening charts named Jack Jones. He wasn't any relation. And his single went to number 1 on the easy listening people's charts. The Race Is On is also George Jones' only top 40 Billboard single hit, I believe. This is a great album here. If you ever run across this, you should pick it up. It has The Race Is On, Don't Let the Stars Get in Your Eyes, I'll Never Let Go of You, Three's a Crowd. Now that's a good one. They'll Never Take Her Love From Me. I always love this guy's voice. I did see him in concert once with my mom and Doug. We went and seen it in Topeka a few years back. Well, it's been quite a few years back now. It was a really good concert. Next, for the trivia of the year, 1965, the number 1 song was I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. The big movies were The Sound of Music and Thunderball, the old 007 flick. And The Sound of Music, you know, the hills are alive. The Volkswagen Beetle. You could buy a brand new one for $1,595. Now, it costs about that much to fill your car with gas these days. Well, actually, it's down pretty cheap. It's like below $2 here a gallon, I believe, right now. The price of a movie ticket was $1. Compared to nowadays, the three of us, we go to a movie, it can cost anywhere between $60 and I'd say not about $90 now to go to a movie, because it's $15 to get in, and then it's about $15 each if we want to get a pop and a snack inside of there. Unless you do the old sneak into the dollar store and buy you a dollar candy bar and sneak it in your pockets, which is what we do most of the time, just to get out of the extra $40, $50 they charge for the snacks. And a popular game back then was called Mystery Date. And that was more of a girly type board game. I believe it was kind of almost a dating type game where you open this little door and the girls would pick whichever guy's picture they would want behind that or something. And I believe there's an updated version of that even. I'm not sure what's on the updated version. Probably a beatnik type, not a beatnik. It's a guy in a Caucasian guy wearing dreadlocks, probably with tattoos all over his face, like like we used to write on the desk in the classrooms. Anyways, and a game I wanted to show you is a game from 1981, and this was from a television show. Around in the 70s and the 80s, a popular thing was to make a television show into a board game, and even movies. They're still doing it to this day, mostly with the movies. But I remember one of my favorite shows to watch back then was The Dukes of Hazzard. Here on the box we have Boss Hogg, Bo and Luke and Daisy. And here we have the General Lee over here, which is probably the main character of the show. And the old Charger there gave the best performance of the whole show. And up on the top up here, we probably have Roscoe and Enos chasing them down. But this was, last few years, it's kind of controversial, the theme of the vehicle that they had in this, because it had a Confederate flag on top of the car, and I know a lot of people are sensitive about that, but this game doesn't have that flag anywhere in it. The board game, the board itself is very colorful. Here we have the Dukes of Hazzard right in the middle there, and up in the corner is Uncle Jesse's farm, and down at the bottom there's a garage, and I'm assuming that's probably Cooter's garage, even though it doesn't say it. And there's Boss Hogg's house and the old boar's nest up there. Now this is one of those racing type games where you start at one end and whoever gets to the other end wins the whole thing. And these were quite common in the board games back then. They kind of plastered this theme on a whole bunch of board games where you race from one end to the other. And this one kind of fits the theme because it's racing your cars. You can either take the highway or the dirt road up here along the edges. And it's a very fun little game. It's quite light. It's not very hard. Now, one little thing I noticed about the game is in the TV show, the General Lee is red, but in the game, the General Lee is a little blue car, and it does have kind of an X on top, which would represent that flag that was on top of the vehicle. Now, I don't know why they made the car blue. I don't know if maybe just the company weren't paying that much attention to it, because I know they weren't that sensitive to that theme, the Confederate type theme in things back in those days. And also, this is Daisy's Jeep. In the TV show, Daisy's Jeep is white, and it had kind of a bird or something on the hood of the vehicle. But that's my little video for today, and I thought I'd check in with y'all, and I might be back for another one. Colin, over and out, and Weirdos Unite. Oh, and play more board games.